Hi, I'm Tim Sullivan from the Sullivan's Travels. I'd like to join with LTV in inviting you to celebrate April as American Poetry Month. And we're going to have some of our leading East Hampton poets read you some poems, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you very much.
I'm Rosalind Brenner for the Poets' Corner. Double Vision. In the summer side lanes of East Hampton, Porsches and Mercedes can't go fast enough to please their passengers because natives in pickups deliberately slow down. Salesgirls in beach shacks slip on their dream clothes, and wild turkeys strut like showmen, their wattles quivering with indignity as they cross Hog Creek Lane. Impatient drivers swerve while roadkill deer are shoveled away. Once I stopped my car to help a turtle cross 3 Mile Harbor Road and was nearly struck down by a hell-for-leather out-of-towner. I still get out to usher critters across, but I look both ways and flail my arms like a drunken traffic cop. They stop. But who am I to take the moral high ground? I crunched a box turtle at the bottom of our hill. It felt like bones grinding beneath my wheels. I carried the broken shell and body to the bay and found a quiet spot for burial under sand and stones. The usually indifferent sunset shouted at me through streaks of orange and aqua. Why the hell don't all of you slow down? Time and I do slow when seasons shift. Weather rises like a golem on the bay as cold arrives. I bundle in my jacket and boots to get the mail, then back inside to watch snow veil cedars as it settles on my garden Buddha. Nobody for a while.
Hi, I'm Teri Kennedy, reading for the Poets' Corner. The Old Man's Ride. He was over 90, and still, every day, every dry day, he rode his bicycle along Fireplace Road. It was October, time of long shadows and gathering deer. He might have turned to admire Accabonac Inlet, fired by a low-hanging sun, and might have stopped at that one perfect spot to see across wetlands to the fiery Accabonac. Perhaps he leaned on the handlebars and remembered the day he found Marjorie. Marjorie in her red and white bikini on her blue and white striped blanket. Marjorie who peered up at him over oversized sunglasses and smiled. Her smile, the beginning of 50 years. He could have recollected digging clams for company dinner, filling the battered red bucket for presentation to his Marjorie, who would be laughing, waiting for him on the cottage porch. He might have stayed there, resting and remembering, leaning on the handlebars another minute or two. But today, this October day, the old man cycled on, deep in the pleasure of his daydreams, north of Fireplace Road, going home. Did he hear the heavy sound like distant thunder when the antlered deer struck by the speeding Ford? Did he see that wild body arc across the road, being so caught up, so mastered by perfected memories? Did he know he was taking his last ride before the senseless deer hit its mark?
My name is Fran Castan, and I'm reading for Poets' Corner. This poem is called This Body. I hold my mother in the bath, the way she used to hold a plucked pullet in a tub of hot water to ease out the last feathers stubborn ones at the tip of the wing, at the base of the thigh, where slippery skin covers and uncovers a white hinge of bone. My mother's spine, her rib cage, her winged shoulders protrude like an embryo's into skin the color of pale yolk. Remember the evening gowns of the 40s? Rita Hayworth's lamés rippling over her sexy body. Those were the costumer's glory days, gold draped in loose folds upon each hip, from a crisscross at the waist, gold puckering up to each breast. Oh, the nightmare of my mother in a slinky gown made of her own skin. This body, she says, this body, the way you'd admonish a naughty child or a disobedient dog, expecting no immediate answer. This body, already draped in a shroud of its former glamour, calls me forth, as it did the first time, when the allure of its curves, its pheromones, set to music my father's cries, and bid me enter her body, my life.
Hello, this is Lucas Hunt, reading for the Poet's Corner, Lover's Bridge. Put a lock on the passarella for me, because true love is forever, clasped to a chain in the middle, braided with other lucettos. At the river's throat that gushes into the sea, where mountains stand out like proud gods above, we are kids before the chasm. O blue-green lady of forgiveness, who can take us out for good, only such symbols and their key keep us slipping from the rail. Go back to the place of beginning, on olive and grape-laden hills, where the roads are steep and we ride afraid to fall off the earth. Let's climb as high as time allows, with keys in both our pockets, and with turns unlock something that cannot really be spoken.
Grace Schulman for Poet's Corner. At the house of Jackson Pollock. A woman kneels on grass, blue-green at sunset, squeezing a turkey baster under a hose, and fire leaps out. The red-orange paint he dripped on canvas, kneeling in his studio. She is the curator of the artist's work, keeper of his rainbow enamels, guardian of knives and twigs, washer of bowls for mixing seashells, sand, and broken glass. Before he scattered colors to the floor, he raged at killers in Spain and painted fires so fierce you had to stand back at the gallery. Smoke of war filtered into strokes, healing and deadly, charged with hidden fire. Outside his house an egret stalks the shallows. Oaks go about their business, gusting in wind. A postman carries mail to a lost resident, unaware the rooms crackle with flames. I want to write my last will at this bay. Let the curator of my life pour my images out of a turkey baster under a hose. Hang them, framed in wood, at eye level. And restore my palette of liquid paints, that I may fire lightning bugs and luminous plankton on sand, arching to the stars.